So how was your 11/11? How are you feeling after such a massive, powerful portal? I would like to share my experience just because, it's always good to share with the group, as I always say. So I had been going through a massive purge, but so many of us had been as well. Up until 11/11, my fever broke on the 10th of November, and then day 11, I kind of like expanded into all of that magic, and I really, really got shown the potential, and the magic and the expansion and the co-creation codes and everything like that. It really was amazing, because usually with these portals, I mean, I don't know about you, but I kind of get face down in the flowers and I get a little bit of a hammering, and I kind of like thought, well, yeah, I always have these expectations of these big portals. It's all going to be like sweetness and light, and then I'm like, no, this is actually really, really intense. Do you know what I mean? But this on the 11th was pure magic, and what I experienced was co-creating with very, very high vibe people. I had calls in New York, I had calls in California. It was all about doing things together, co-creating, and that's the codes of the 11/11. Don't forget. So those are the codes that are landing. If you are one of those people that was in that vibe, awesome. If you're not, and you're listening to this going, well, I didn't have that, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you at all. You're just purging. You're still coming out of it. You still got work to do, probably within yourself, but also for humanity, because if you clear for yourself, you clear for all. So we're all got different job cards at different times doing different things, but where one man goes, we all go together. Because remember, if I am anchoring all these powerful codes, and it's all about, bringing in those transmissions and then kind of sending it into the earth grid, and thus finding really cool people all over the world to co-create with and do special projects, then if I'm doing it, that means that's your potential as well. Because remember, we're a divine reflection of each other. Okay, so don't worry, this too shall pass. If you're still feeling it's quite sludgy, it's going to come. But the only thing that's required is for you to just turn up every day and just keep that heart open and keep the faith. So this is quite interesting that I'm talking about bringing the codes in. I received a very, very powerful plugging in, let's say, on the Friday, so on the 12th, and that has plugged me right into my star lineage. So really, really in with my galactic frequencies and my guides, and it really, really has changed everything. And I see everything as galactic starseed like, but I'm landing it in a very physical way. So I feel like I was opened on the 11/11 to be able to receive these codes, to now be able to go, okay, I'm grounding more into who I really am. And that's an embodiment, which is what this video is all about. Because in a way, this video is actually, it was supposed to be a call to action for the Tablets of Light tour, April 2022. And it kind of is, because the message, I went into a very, very deep channel writing this morning, and I want to share this with you because it is a call to action. This is a call to action to all the Wayshowers and all the thought leaders, all of those that are watching this video and resonating, it's time. I always get communicated with songs. Spirit always comes through me with messages and music. And the one that is always full on up front, and I must post this song, is Gwen Stefani, What You Waiting For? I'm going to post that song somewhere. Play it, listen to it. It brings up a whole lot of fire inside of you, and it is exactly that. What you waiting for? There's nothing to wait for anymore. Now is the time. So this channel that came through was very, very, very clear in its message, and it is about bringing through your starseed frequency now, because you are all receivers and transmitters, okay? And by stepping into that role and stepping into that capacity, remember, you're actually bringing the codes down. So you are transmitting. So that's coming in. So you're receiving, and then you're transmitting to everyone else. That's what we are. We're pure crystals in a physical body, right? And that is the way that a lot of your work, in fact, all of your work, if you have a body of work that you want to share with the world, because many of you have already been on your path for quite some time and basically been killing the game. But many of us we've been doing that, but now it's like, oh, we want that next level thing. And that is what Egypt's going to bring to you. And that is the call to action. So I'm putting my glasses on now because I can't see much. Like my third eye, boosting. These eyes, not so much. So anyway, I was saying, I'm going to read off what I put here. So they were actually saying a call to action for those who are ready for the upgrade. They are now ready to remember, which means they are now ready to be the receiver and the transmitter of their source codes, your original source codes, which whatever body of work and you've got going on, it's going to be upgraded now. This is an upgrade, and it's really important that if you're already a wayshower and leader, and this is resonating with you, this is my call. This is a recruitment to the new Earth Wayshowers. Hear the call. You left the codes in Egypt. It's time for the upgrade, because the only way you're going to get your work out to the masses through the grid work is basically being in your highest frequency. So it's now to also for you to know your lineage, to be able to open up to receive and then to transmit, right? And then it said here, their own unique source codes that they are to receive and to transmit to their own people. So this is about you waking your peeps up. So here I am going, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's do this upgrade. You will pass it down the line. You've already got a good thing going on. And now you're going to actually say it to your peeps down the line there. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is like really important. And then it's to embody and receive the message and the codes of the Great Pyramid. So this is where the Great Pyramid comes in. And this is where Joseph Arimathea, who is Yeshua's uncle and Toth. Joseph stands here, Toth stands here, and we always just stand in silence, just looking at the Great Pyramid. And the Great Pyramid is massive. It's a transmitter, okay? The pyramids are portals, gateways, access points, okay? They are receivers and transmitters, but also hold the codes of the sacred architecture. So now this is what this call to action is all about, because this is now, yes, Egypt is beautiful, and I will talk in different videos to do with that side of it, the fun side of it, the joy, the floating down the Nile. I mean, it's all in there, but this is more of a transmission to you about your mission and purpose. This is the call to action. So it's very kind of like boom, boom. So open your heart to receive. So with the pyramid codes, as I call them, the pyramid codes is very, very signature to my frequency. And I've connected with many who are coming on the tour that hold the same frequency. So what is the message of the pyramid to you? And it comes through Toth, all right? And I'll speak about Toth's connection. He says that your sacred architecture and your sacred structure, you're a temple of light, right? But so is your body of work, all right? So basically, when you land your body of work, it's got to have a very, very strong foundation. Otherwise, it won't stand the test of time. The temples in Egypt, he says, were built and encoded and there was a whole lot of like magic galactic frequency in them. They weren't just bricks and mortar, as we know. And they had to stand the test of time, because the Egyptians built those pyramids for us to remember in the rising of the golden age. Now they had to still stand. So that's why I'm taking a tour to Egypt. That's why you're being called to go there, because it's like they kept them standing for you. So you can go back there now and get what you need through your star frequencies, whatever it might be. But there are codes waiting for you. But the message is always, when you connect with the Great Pyramid frequencies, I call her a she, but some days she's a he. It all depends on which way we're vibing. But everything is divine, masculine and feminine, right? But anyway, the Great Pyramid, it's a portal, it's a gateway, it's a receiver, it's access points, it's a time machine, it's all of the above, but it's a powerful transmitter. So it will bring in the transmission, okay? It will receive the codes, it receives and then sends out to all the other pyramids actually all over the world, because they're also gatekeepers and access points. So it's not just Egypt. You are that frequency. So when you bring your body of work through, that frequency and vibration has to kind of run through you and through whatever it is you're creating. And this is the difference of creating a body of work which will fall over like a Wendy house or like, a house of cards, or something that will stand the test of time. So you can actually do exactly what the Egyptians do. What did? What are you building for it to have longevity? What are you building? So others that come beyond us can actually go, wow, So this is a really, really important tap in, a question to ask yourself. And with Toth, he's all about his many things, but he's all about, he built Egypt. He came with so much wisdom. He's the keeper of the records. He's everything. He came from Atlantis, and then he created Egypt, and he built the pyramids with the Sirius star, which are my peeps, the Syrians, and, the lion people. I mean, there's so much talk. I mean, there's just so much talk, but it's all galactic, it's all magic. And this is where Joseph Arimathea comes in. Joseph Arimathea assists me and will assist you, if you so choose to connect with him, in creating really big projects, because he assisted his mother and a grandmother of Jesus. He assisted his nephew and all of the Essenes in creating safe passage in many, many different ways, because he was a very successful businessman. He was very, very rich. He was very rich indeed. And he had tin mines in the UK, South Devon, which is where the connection of the Druids come in. Shan't go into it, but you get the gist. And that's where he was able to take the Essenes from their from their homelands, which is like, near the Red Sea and that, and all their different camps, to take them to the lands of the UK and work with the Druidism and all the rest of it. So that took a lot to actually hold space for the divine plan. And we know how big that divine plan was, right? So when Joseph came to me, he connected with me when I was in Egypt in February, and he came through, and I wondered why he was with me, but he is the one that says, I will make sure all the moving parts move. And and he's very sort of like divine masculine, like, big project holder. So it makes sense to have him stood next to me, assisting me and guiding me, along with Toth, who's also a kind of badass builder himself. Do you know what I mean? But the message of both of them is like, call the people, okay? Call the Wayshowers, call those who agreed and ordained to be in this timeline to create certain temples of light, to land certain frequencies, to do certain things. But they must understand that the connection with the right frequencies will assist them in building that deep structure and foundation into the ground. And then you create something like the Great Pyramid. But then the other message overall, which they wanted me to talk about, is it's not about tapping into the mind, body, and emotions and the physical body. This is where we really have to understand that we are not a body, okay? This is just our vessel to get around, okay? So it's like our Uber driver, right? But the bottom line is like our consciousness and our awareness. How do we build such projects and not kind of die or tire out? We go through our consciousness. We don't run it through the physical body because we'll just blow circuits. But we ground. We have to be in this physical body because this is the physical. This is the reality of it. We house all of this multidimensional energy into this body. And look at the Great Pyramid. She's still standing after all those years. She hasn't lost, her structure. She still stands. I know, I've climbed in her many times, and so will you when you come to Egypt. So that is my point. So when you connect with the Great Pyramid, she will assist you in her medicine, in showing you how to be. And then you have Toth and you have Joseph Arimathea, who's also here to guide us. Those that have agreed to bring through big bodies of work to create the new earth. This is what the Egypt tour is all about. So this is a call to action from me to you, to really sit with these codes and really, really embody and just sit with it, because you're going to feel a stirring in your body. And you know that the Great Pyramid will call you. Toth will call you. Joseph Arimathea will call you. Probably a whole bunch of guys that I don't work with because they're unique to you. I am the one that opens the portal. I am the one that gives the call to action. I am the one that says, wake up, wake up, wake up. An upgrade is coming. So this is all I'm going to speak about today. So if you're still on this video and you've watched it this far, then this is you, is it not? So get in touch for your no-cost Zoom call. Let's discuss it. Let's pull all our peeps together and let's go and collect the codes, man. Let's collect what you left for yourself in those Egypt temples. Are you ready? I know I am. Very excited. Peace.